Hello everyone, welcome to Vignan Junior College, Shankarapuram, Kadapa. In this video, I am going to discuss about economics 2 marks questions for intermediate second year. In the previous video, we have already discussed about 5 questions, and in this video, we are going to discuss the remaining questions. Here the question is, tertiary sector or service sector? Before knowing about the tertiary sector or service sector, we have to know how many sectors and what are they. There are 3 sectors and they are primary sector, secondary sector, tertiary sector. Primary sector is also known as agricultural sector. Secondary sector is also known as industrial sector. Tertiary sector is also known as service sector. See here, tertiary sector is also known as service sector. All services like transport, banking, insurance, communication, marketing, etc. comes under service sector. We have to know what is meant by service. The intangible things which satisfy our wants is known as service. See here, transportation is one of the intangible thing which satisfy our want. So, it come under services. Next, service sector is the lifeline for the social and economic growth of a country. Lifeline means it plays a very important role in social and economic growth. Continuous rise in the real output of an economy is known as economic growth. So it plays an important role. Next, at present it is the largest growing sector and contributing the major share of national income. In those 3 sectors, service sector is the largest growing sector and it contributes major share of national income. The contribution is 59.9% to our national income. When coming to the occupational distribution of sectors, then answer is agricultural sector. The agricultural sector is providing more opportunities, occupation to our national income. But here we are discussing about tertiary sector, means it is the largest growing contribution sector. Rate is 59.9% to our national income. Once again, what is meant by tertiary sector or an service sector? Then answer, first point, tertiary sector is also known as service sector. Second point, all services like transportation, banking, insurance, communication, marketing, etc. comes under service sector. Third point, service sector is the lifeline for the social and economic growth of a country. Fourth point, at present it is the largest growing sector and contributing major share of our national income. The contribution of service sector in our GDP means gross domestic product or else national income is 59.9%. You are watching Kadapa Vignan Junior College videos. Next question, that is microfinance. The concept of microfinance is introduced by Gramina Bank of Bangladesh. The term microfinance refers to the provisions of credit and other financial services like lending loans, giving deposits, etc. to rural and urban poor people. Next point, the main aim of or the main objective of this scheme, microfinance, is to provide the products of very small quantities to the poor to raise their income levels and standard of living. If the product are very small quantity and the price is also very small, so the poor people are able to purchase that product, so their income level increases and the standard of level also increases. Next point, It refers to small-scale financial services of credit and deposit. Next point, it is basically a poverty reduction institution. Once again, what is microfinance? First point, the concept of microfinance was introduced by Gramina Bank of Bangladesh. Second point, the term microfinance refers to the provisions of credit and other financial services to rural and urban poor. The main aim of this scheme is to provide the products of very small quantities to the poor to raise their income levels and standard of living. Fourth point, it refers to small scale financial services of both credit and deposit. Fifth point, it is basically a poverty reduction institution. If you like our videos, please subscribe to our Vignan Junior College YouTube channel. Population explosion. Population explosion rises when the birth rate exceeds the death rate during a particular period of time. See here, birth rate exceeds the death rate during a particular period of time. It is called as population explosion. It is found in the second stage. It means the birth rate exceeds death rate found in the second stage of the theory of demographic transition. We have to know the stages of demographic transition. There are three stages in the theory of demographic transition. They are, in first stage, when birth rate rises, death rate also rises. In first stage, birth rate decreases, death rate decreases. In second stage, birth rate increases, death rate decreases. In third stage, birth rate decreases and death rate decreases. Once again, it is found in the second stage of theory of demographic transition. In demographic transition, there are three stages. First stage, when birth rate increases, death rate also increases. In second stage, when birth rate increases, death rate decreases. And in the third stage, when birth rate decreases, death rate also decreases. In this second stage, the birth rate is high due to illiteracy, lack of education, superstition means lack of religious beliefs, lack of knowledge about family planning, etc. are the reasons for the high birth rate. Next point, the death rate is low due to improvements in medical facilities, control of diseases like famines or malaria issues and droughts, etc. Increase in income are the main reasons for the decrease in death rate. Fifth point, India is facing the problem of population explosion, which is in the second stage. Once again, what is meant by population explosion? Answer, first point is when the birth rate exceeds the death rate during a particular period of time is known as population explosion. It is found in the second stage of theory of demographic transition. In this stage, birth rate is high due to illiteracy means lack of education, superstitions means religious beliefs, lack of religious beliefs. Next, lack of knowledge about family planning, etc. are the main reasons for the increase in birth rate. Fourth point, the death rate is low due to improvement in medical facilities, control of diseases, increase in incomes, etc. are the main reasons for the decrease in death rate. Next, fifth point, now India is facing the problem of population explosion. It means India is under the second stage of theory of demographic transition. Vignan Degree College, Shankarapuram, Kadapa. Courses offered by the college are BCom Computers, BSc MScs means Maths, Stats and Computers. BBA, Bachelor of Business Administration. Classes by 12 most popular lecturers, and you can also listen 10 days free demo classes. Next question is Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan. The Sarva Shiksha main scheme. The Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan scheme was introduced in the year 2001 to 2002. The main aim or objective of this scheme is to provide universal elementary education for all the children in the age group of 6 to 14 years by 2010. The Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan is renamed as Rajiv Vidya Mission in Andhra Pradesh. The main objective of this program is to increase the literacy rate in the state. Next point, Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan is one of the measures of human resource development. Human resource development includes the person who have skills, education and experience is called as human resource development. When these resources are improved, automatically literacy rate in the state also increases. Once again, what is Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan? What is the main aim of Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan? Then answer. First point is Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan was introduced in the year 2001 to 2002. Second point, the main objective of this scheme is to provide universal elementary education for all children in the age group of 6 to 14 years by 2010. Third point, Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan is renamed as Rajiv Vidya Mission in Andhra Pradesh. Fourth point, the main objective of this program is to increase the literacy rate in the state. Fifth point, Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan is one of the measures of human development resource or human development index. You are watching Kadapa Vignan Junior College videos. Is tourism. WTO defined means World Tourism Organization defined tourism as the activities of a person traveling and staying in one place in a place outside their environment for not more than 1 year for leisure or any business or any other purpose. In simple words, we can say if a person who travels to other area for not more than 1 year for leisure or any is business or other purpose, we can define it as tourism. Tourism consists of all activities which satisfy the needs of travelers. The tourism, next point, tourism may be domestic means within the country or international with other country. Tourism increases the revenue to the government. As India is one of the cultural heritage country, most of the foreigners visit our country. As a result, the income of a country will increase. So, tourism increases the revenue of the government. Next point, India is popular for both farm and non-farm tourism. Farm tourism means primary. Non-farm tourism means industrial tourism. Once again, what is tourism? First point, WTO, World Tourism Organization defined tourism as the activities of a person traveling and staying in place outside their environment for not more than 1 year for leisure, business and other purpose. Second point, tourism consists of all the activities which satisfy the needs of travelers. Third point, tourism may be domestic or international. It means it may be within the country or with the other countries. Fourth point, tourism increases revenue of the government. Means it increases the income of the government. Fifth point, India is popular for both farm and non-farm tourisms.